Hello, what is going on, my friends? How you doing? It is me, Lasty here. Welcome today to a brand new episode of the Road to Glory here on FC25. Today, once again, powered by the lovely people over at Elgato, my sponsor. So, as you guys know, in order to actually present this video to you every day and to do streams and whatnot, I have to capture the gameplay. And to do so, I have a couple of different methods. If I'm sat here at my office, by my PC, I've got an internal capture card, which is the 4K Pro, and that literally gives you this lovely crisp quality gameplay that you see every day. And then if I'm on my travels and stuff, I use the 4KX, which is an external capture card, and essentially just, things are a little bit more mobile, and you can capture things like the new Nintendo Switch 2 as well, if you had like portable game consoles and stuff like that. So, yeah, pretty awesome stuff. If you would like to learn more or you'd like to capture your own gameplay, check down below in the description. My code is down there. Thank you so much for checking that out. And don't forget, use code LA5TY at checkout for a little 5% discount. So as we carry on through into the episode, I'm going to start with 10 player picks. You've already seen them. They've gone through at 3 times speed. I've got a couple of little exchange packs to do, and then we're literally just going to get straight on into the weekend league because I realise I need to play my FUT champs. Was actually quite looking forward to it, based off of a little idea that sprung into my head whilst I was filming the commentary for the last episode yesterday, and that is a team of tool players, essentially just trying to almost do like the polar opposite of what we'd been doing, which was utilizing these super like lightweight, agile, fast, quick turning players that I really enjoy, to see what the other side of the spectrum is like, which is, you know, the super, like the more bulky, taller, more aerially dominant, less agile type players, to see how we could get on. And with that, you will have seen the team that we're using today, and it is featuring I think the back, well, if I just think about the team itself, I put Vanja in goal, the 6'8" goalkeeper. Basically my rules were everyone in the starting 11/bench need to be 6 foot and above, and pretty much just try and use as tall a player as possible. So I went with Milinkovic-Savic in goal. I went with Dumfries at right back. He's a big tall guy. I then put Jonathan Tah next to Mickey van der Ven, and then my left back was that Immobile card, who's 6'1" and could play left back or right back, so I used him today. Could have used Beckham, but he was on the cusp of like 6 foot exactly, so I thought, you know what, I'll use someone slightly taller that we haven't used for a little while. In my DM spots, Hullet comes straight back into the team. Obviously, if I could, I would use Modric and Kante because I love those two. But they're just too short for what we're doing here, this little challenge here today. And therefore, yeah, Hullet comes back in. And I literally was switching it up. So I went with my red, is it Kefren Turam? Yeah, I ended up going with him for quite a while. Then also changing it to a 95 rated shapeshifter fella that plays for Milan, I think it is, whose name is escaping me. And then also David Beckham sometimes played as a DM. Towards the end of the games, I ended up using him because he is 6 foot and above, so that sort of met my criteria. And then, yeah, an attack of Calafiori, Zidane, Petr Cech, and Eric Dyer. Just trying that out, see how it would go for me. And well, as you can see, I'm 3-2 after 5 games. I felt like, you know what, the games that I did win today were quite long, and like there was some decent amount of goals in it and stuff. So I'm not even sure I show you a defeat here today. I think I've cut a lot of that out. And actually, like most of my weekend leagues recently, I have like a proper losing streak in me, so I'll do all right for a little while, get to an all right record, and then I'll literally lose like a chunk of games in a row, and it's easy to cut that out, really, isn't it? For you guys to not have to sit there and enjoy my defeats, because that's, yes, slightly less interesting to watch, isn't it? But anyway, we're up to 4 wins at this point. Heading on into the next game. Thierry Henry's on my bench. My opponent's got the 95 Henry, but Henry's 6'2", remember, so he ends up coming into the squad in the later in the latter stages of the weekend league. if I was going through the team and telling you who I thought was really good and who I really didn't like and stuff, the whole defense was absolutely fine. It's kind of similar to what we've been using. I don't really like Milinkovic-Savic in goal for some reason. I thought I used to like him, but I didn't love him in this batch of games, to be honest. He was letting in far too much. DM-wise, I couldn't get a really good one next to Hullet. I think David Beckham was probably the best that I used. But he was so borderline on that is he tall or not type thing that I didn't use him too much. This is where my batch of games goes bad, by the way. I was 5-2. Ended up losing 5 games in a row. Literally. Like, some of you might think, oh, he's just quit a few games there to get through his weekend league quicker. No, absolutely not. A little bit like last week. I think we lost a few games in a row and then just didn't lose again. But when you're 5-7, you know something's gone wrong. And I have to say, this team was just not as good as I'd hoped it might be. People like Petr Cech, very good. Eric Dyer, proper letdown. Calafiori, rubbish. Don't like him at all. And then Zidane is great. I do really like Zidane. Bellingham was another player that I chose to use over Calafiori after a little while. Sometimes off the bench, sometimes from the start. Something about the Calafiori card, just didn't like it. Same with Eric Dyer, just didn't really do enough for me. Petr Cech felt as OP and as good as he did in the previous iteration that he had back in the day. That 95 rated player was Tomori, by the way. I couldn't remember his name. But yeah, as you can see here, with like a game or two to go, I made wholesale changes to the starting 11 to bring in the 3 players that I was basically bringing on as subs, because the gameplay and the team just felt better with those in them. So with 1 or 2 games to go here, I think there's maybe 2 games to go at this point. I am 6-7. So a potential to get 8 wins this weekend after losing so many in a row there. But yeah, worst case, we're at 6 wins. But I could confirm we get more than the 6 wins, which is good, I guess. But yeah, last week we cruised to 10 wins without even really thinking about it. This week, the gameplay was more stressful. You could tell that people's teams have gone up another notch with Shapeshifter's team too, and all of the stuff that's come along with that. And also, people are finishing the season pass now, so I came up against quite a lot of Rafael Leao's, quite a lot of Kaká. I will unlock those over the next few days, and I think they'll both be going straight into my starting 11. But yeah, for now, just wanted to do something ever so slightly different for this FUT Champs run. Otherwise, I would literally just have Lauren James, Harder, Modric, Kante, and I'd need like a super OP shapeshifter to even think about getting into the team over them, because they're just my best players on this game. They really are. They suit the way I play, and it just works out all right. So let me know if you've ever done anything like this, where you've adjusted your team. You know, sometimes I've done it before where I've used like my Evo squad. At the moment, we're 7-7. 1 game remaining. Are we going to go positive or negative this week then? We come up against pretty strong-looking team. And there's that 97 Mbappe there. Which one is that? Is that a team of the year or the team of the season? I don't know. He had like a TOTS design on it. And then the Lightning. The Lightning was like ages ago, right? It makes me feel like he's had that put on his card a while back. Maybe before TOTS. That might be the team of the year, Mbappe. I might be wrong, though. Someone let me know if you know. Maybe the Lightning just didn't expire or didn't leave the card design or whatever it was from back in the day. Anyway, eventually, this was a tough old game, and eventually I just got 3 goals towards the end out of nowhere. Literally, like, I was 1-1 for ages, thinking, oh no, my final game's going extra time. It's going to be a sweaty one. And then, yeah, eventually we got the victory. Got a little rage quit towards the last few minutes, and I get 8 wins. Which I'm not like super buzzing about or anything, but it is what it is at this point. FUT Champs and the gameplay in general in the summer is just difficult and stressful, in my opinion. Let's see if it's worth it, or whether I should have spent that 2.5-3 hours just in the menus instead. I think we all know what the answer is probably going to be. But the 84 plus player picks, dishing out some pure gold players, Lucy Bronze, Irene Paredes, and Emmy Martinez. And then my player picks, so my 94 plus, we get Diani, Shapeshifter, we've already got her, unfortunately. At Cherby Shapeshifter, we've already got him, unfortunately. And then 95 Tots Letitia. After thinking about it for just a couple of seconds, I'm like, you know what? Tots actually fits into requirements for some SBCs. I'm going to take the Tots there. And then we get one that we haven't got, which is Bull at 96. Schlotterbeck we do already have. And then there's a Tots in the final pick, which is Bierenstein. I have had her in the club before, ended up putting her into an SBC. But I'm quite interested to maybe use this Bull card, so I ended up taking her. So those were my player picks. Yeah, I mean, I've certainly seen better, that's for sure. My tradable 83 times 10, just discarded 8 out of 10 of the players because they're not worth anything. I know they're 83s and 84s, but literally my club is so full of them that 8 of them were dupes. And then not much from the 82 times 20 either. And then we have 2 Ultimate Tots or Shapeshifters packs. The first one, we get ourselves a Shapeshifter, and we get a right wing from Portugal, from Serie A. It was the first one that I packed in from Team 2. It is going to be Nuno Tavares, 95 rated right winger with 3 playstyle pluses. So not really like gonna really fit into my team, is he? And it's just high rated fodder. And then the final pack from Champs Rewards is another Shapeshifter, so not an Ultimate Tots, and it's Kogel, isn't it? You can just tell that's a Kogel. Definitely would have been better off spending that time in the menus, but there's no guarantee that in a couple of hours you would have packed like 4 or 5 Shapeshifters, which is what we have done today, I guess, and some extra fodder. And it changes things up for the content for you as well, of course. Now, we did also get these extra picks and packs from there was like a Cody Gakpo objective. I think you needed to like win 10, so I just missed out on that one by a couple wins. No big deal. It's not like I'm short of a midfielder or 2 in the club, so I'm not too worried about that. At this point, all of the players are great. It doesn't really matter if you miss out on an objective player, unless of course you support that team and you really want him. I can imagine Liverpool fans maybe tried a bit harder this weekend in order to unlock that Gakpo. We do get ourselves a hero tunnel. I've not seen one of them for a little bit, and I actually end up getting Wesley Sneijder, which is 95 rated, 4 playstyle pluses, 3 of which are really good, by the way. But I think he only plays out on the wing. So that's a little bit of a problem too, isn't it? Unless I was to change formation. I tell you what, the amount of 4-2-1-3 I was coming up against, it seemed like every game almost. There was a lot of it this weekend. Is that just where we're at? Is it increasing ever more because people struggle against it and therefore just want to try and join in and get more wins? Or is it the fact that there's more winger Shapeshifters out and people want to get them into their team? I don't know. But 4-2-1-3, I don't know if we've ever had a formation as heavily used on a FIFA game ever. I know 4-3-2-1 used to be really big. 4-2-3-1 I think used to be big as well. Obviously we've had like 5-back metas and 3-5-2s and stuff back in the day, but I honestly think 4-2-1-3 this year has got to be the most used formation by the masses ever. It's crazy. Anyway, we've had all of our awards. We've done a weekend league with the tool team. They got on all right. More wins than losses, but only by 1. And in general, probably wouldn't use them all together again. I think a nice mix, having Czech up top with Lauren James or Harder, could work nicely. I'll give that a go for you going forwards and see how we get on. And I'll also work on getting to the final 5,000 SP that I need to complete the season pass as well. Thank you so much for watching today. If you've enjoyed, hit me with a thumbs up. Subscribe as well if you're new. And don't forget, as always, the social links are down below, as well as my special Elgato link. Those of you that even just click on that helps me out big time. So thank you in advance. Take it easy, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.